Get this meeting going. We're all here. We're all. No one's absent today.
Full house.
Any public comments start?
Yes,
Okay, go.
I just want to make sure that you all know that the annual dinner is Wednesday, this Wednesday, 6 o'clock is social hour. 6:30 will be dinner, 7 o'clock, we'll do the awards. We have two that will be are mentioned and getting their awards, and they are very good people this year, so very happy for them to get their awards. And then also on your agenda, when you get to item number 7 for the advertisement for Sleepy Hollow, I just want to mention that I am the person doing all the farmers market. So I would rather not like to use the word farmers market, or maybe a community market or something different than the word farmers market.
Oh, in the advertisement. Okay.
Yes,
Where is
Where-
the?
It's the last. It's the last.
I was just backing up to where the dinner was.
the dinner will be at the Connection, so.
Okay, second to last, what are we talking about?
He's talking about number 7, the
Yeah.
advertisement and the Sleepy
What do you
Hollow
want that-
advertising.
What do you want it to say instead of farmers
Maybe
market?
community
Community
market
market? Okay.
sounds better than just farmers market, because we really don't have anybody that brings produce and stuff, and I
Oh, that's
don't
a good
want
idea.
people to.
Okay.
And I think the timing, I also want to change, so I don't know if we want to do it all.
We can
so-
skip
No, we
to
can
it.
skip, okay.
You wanna-
So the
Okay.
music in the park, I would like, just like the movies, it says Wednesdays, I would like to add Thursdays to it.
Oh.
Because, yeah, because I mean, it's helpful to know that they are on Thursdays.
Mhm.
But that's only what I was, why I make that suggestion, because we are. It's not gonna be farmers.
And also the time frame. Don't you want to change the time frame or not?
Well, I really don't really want to have months in there, because we are gonna have it more from like, because we'll start springtime festival and then, so we have a lot more. So I just think that maybe we just put for community markets throughout the year, maybe, I don't know.
Are you doing it on the same day? Or what day you wanna do that?
They're only gonna be when we have events, so we're not doing.
Oh,
It's totally been changed,
Okay, so no June to October, just community markets.
yeah.
Okay.
If that's good, I just think that'd be better, then
I think it's-
we're not subject to putting dates or anything.
Yep. This is, we're able to put whatever we want in here. So.
Alright,
All right, any other changes for there?
anyone else? That's page 20. We skipped to page 20. If anyone wants to look at it, there's any suggestions? changes? So it looks like $692. We already budgeted for it, but
We did.
Should we mention that we have a social district?
I just added that.
Our social district.
anything else? Yeah, music, movies. Community market, the breakfast. Really tiny. I can't read the first little section there, but.
Contact part.
It's McClintock Park in the.
Oh,
that
okay.
are There.
Anything else we can go about on this one?
it doesn't look like very much, but
What about the pocket park?
I was just gonna say that, how about in the pocket park?
They can put a QR code, because it's a razor at the corner, they could scan it and like. Take it.
It does
It
have
has
one.
one of them.
It does,
Yeah.
does it have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's kind of off the side of the.
We're gonna have Eric is doing a photo, we're doing like what's he doing? The Laingsburg selfie photo and, I mean, I don't know if there's something that anyone camping would wanna do really. But it's an event, it's something you can do. Rent the space, it's like, it's a selfie studio, is what he's building in there.
At least, will that get added to the QR?
Yeah, the QR will take it to the events page on the city website.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that also where all the businesses are too, the type of?
I haven't taken that in a long time.
Well, we're redoing it, so
Okay.
it's gonna be all
Okay.
kind
I'll
of
search
surrounded.
that.
I don't wanna say we're anything yet, because I'm not too sure myself.
Yeah, if it's in the, if it's in the, we just keep it in the businesses. That's gotta be something fun.
Yeah, that. Definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, backing back up to item number 1.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Got a motion and support. Any discussion? On the minutes? I'll give you a second to take a seat. Anything look good? All in favor? Say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, number. Treasurer's
So
report.
treasure report, we have 205, 641, and 87 cents. The only change since last month was the interest that was deposited at $135.97.
The only thing of note on that might be the date of your interest.
Did I put 25?
No, you went way back in time.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Way back.
Way back, thank you. I will fix that.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody wanna entertain a motion on that? Yeah,
Motion.
I'll second. And a motion and support, any other discussion on that or? Changes? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 3.
Is this language the same as we've had in the past with just dates changed?
Pretty much, yeah. I thought maybe, because we probably should have done this last month. I thought maybe we change it to April. Given.
Oh, extend the deadline.
Yeah, just because we getting bids is.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause people might just not even entertain it if you only have.
Right.
And I'm almost certain, when I looked on the website, it said March 31st.
Well, I mean, we can change it to March.
No, but I'm
I'm not
thinking
sure. I
currently,
just-
like,
I just know that it usually comes to the DDA in March. So that would be March. That's the Friday before the meeting.
Is there a reason?
It's
But
just what,
Always been that's, is there anything other than pick a date?
I mean, basically, it's always been March, but it's just the rules that they.
Cause it
made way
doesn't
back
typically
when.
take us that long to look them over.
No. Usually it's
We usually,
in March and then, oh, you know, you've done them outside of March too, so.
Yeah.
I just thought if we extended it to April, that would give us getting these out, this week.
is
and
the
then-
13th or the 31st written down anywhere in any of our?
I'm sure.
It is, so we will
Well,
probably.
it's,
Motion.
it's
support
not
to
like
that,
a,
the change?
yeah, yes, you would have to motion to it, because it is like a,
Okay,
not your
so
bylaws, but it's a,
somewhere.
yeah.
What's the date of our next meeting?
For February. So yeah, it should be, what from the side of it, I don't know where I got put. Oh, put down.
I did this for when I got back from vacation.
Oh, yeah, I
So the
mean,
27th is our DDA meeting. So. Do we make it due April 24th? So that we have them for the April 27th DDA meeting? Yeah.
Anybody wanna move on that?
Yeah, I'll motion now.
I'll second.
Motion and support, any other discussion? Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The dates.
April 24th.
24th. And then we'll talk about it at the place.
All right, number 4, page 13,
This downtown association membership, this is in our budget, we budgeted for this. And it's the $250 and not including the extra $100 contribution is what they're asking for. And that's what we've done in the past. I make a motion that we approve.
motion and support, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You know. Motion to approve the resolution for exclusion from tax increment. Page 15.
so this one is. Basically, it should have been written in the actual language for the. Millage, but it wasn't. So you're collecting. The. The fire. That's supposed to be fire, so then if you don't give that up, then the city has to pay the difference. So, instead of changing our bylaws. Because. You don't know in future, so you don't wanna keep changing it. We just need to remind the fire to make sure they put it in the millage wording. To exclude the DDA. So this is like this is a resolution saying from this point on, you will not collect. Their millage from the DDA.
So we're not gonna be capturing this money that's being. I'm not sure we have to.
It's between $5,000 and $6,000.
So we captured money we shouldn't, and will we be giving them? to them?
No, they cannot go back, they can only go forward, so, and this one is fairly new, before the city was. And that's not really supposed to happen either, so it was kind of all done wrong to begin with. But in the future, we'll be making sure that they write the language in their, in the actual language for the ballot.
The proposal.
Yeah,
How long has that been? Forever?
yeah.
Every time there is a millage.
Well, just this one. Well, they had
Oh,
one
it was
before and then it was renewed.
Okay.
So that's been going on since the last one and then this started when we just kind of figured out that that's not what's supposed to happen. So this is what we can do instead of changing our bylaws, which in the future you don't know, because you don't want to change your bylaws for every village. You don't want to do specific, so I thought this is a better way. This just gets this one, and then the next time you just make sure that anybody who's capturing anything in downtown that doesn't want us to capture it, they need to put it in there. Because the EMS one has it in the link. So why these guys doing that, I don't know.
So how does that get separated up? What do we do with it?
It'll need a motion and support, but I think it needs a vote.
Yeah.
Resolution.
Yeah.
It just says yeas and nays, so it's like, okay.
Well, I mean, unless there's something against it, you really don't need to vote on, but, you can totally share those, so that's not a big deal, but, I can change the wording. But yeah, this is all the DDA needs to do, and then the city will, you know, when they give you your, they'll automatically drop that.
Take it out.
Okay. So the DDA doesn't actually have to do anything going forward, that'll be on there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
Do we have a motion and support? Any discussion about this? Any questions? Anybody? Anybody understand? Cause it's okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand at all.
Because,
Just to be honest.
the. A resolution is like typically a temporary item that changes the way, like an ordinance is law, resolutions like an amendment to something in an ordinance, so. Like, for instance, we have DDA rules and everything's all spelled out. You can make temporary changes or direction in a resolution. That isn't specified in your DDA or whatever document that you have that is binding you. So this is saying that inside of the DDA, you wanna keep explaining it so I don't say anything wrong?
So taxes in the DDA are collected and given to the DDA board or committee. When somebody has a like so the fire
Village.
put it in a millage. They have a two something mills. Yeah, I don't know if it's two exactly or two something, I don't know. So that, the DDA captures that. But when somebody wants a mill, it should be pulled out and given to that entity. So the city takes all of the money that those two mills equal to and gives it to the LSW,
Okay,
or actually it's fire.
So I don't know if this helps, but the way I think of it is, it's a big pot. And they have to distribute it based on these rules, and the rules right now aren't quite right. But we're gonna make a little adjustment because it really should have been going to the fire.
Yeah, we don't wanna take,
If
because
that's-
technically
Right.
it's kind of double dipping, because, you know, as a taxpayer, I'm paying the two mills, I'm contributing to that two mills. And
We're
then,
keeping it and the
and then-
city's paying.
yeah, so then you guys were keeping it, so then we gotta make up for it, so then I'm paying again.
Got it.
So that's
Okay.
kinda, so we're trying not to do that. We don't want to do that. And technically, it should be written in the language, when you go to vote, it should say that in the language so that it doesn't happen. But it wasn't, so we just kind of caught it, and now we gotta make these, instead of changing the bylaws.
Yep.
And just because some villages you can collect. You know, some villages may come along and you can collect them, the DDA can keep that, so we don't wanna change that in your bylaws.
so this would be good as like for this year even?
This
Things
is
that
for
go fast?
the remainder of this millage, so the next time they renew.
Okay,
I would
Like
make
a
it short.
short-term
Yeah.
piece
Got
of rules
mm-hmm,
that govern the DDA.
okay, thanks.
Okay. Anybody else? I'm gonna roll call it just so we have it the way that it should be. Just, I think maybe, Putnam,
Yes. But still, yes.
Yes.
Conklin, yes.
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 Okay. Everyone in favor? This is the one you want us to sign? Do you have another one?
No, I'll find out.
Okay.
That way I have all the stuff, and then I'll.
Okay. Um, Advertising, sorry, we already handled that.
No, we don't.
No, we're number.
Summerfest, yeah.
Summerfest.
I think I'm like,
Page 18.
what, too many pages? Oh, because I already flipped the last pages. Okay, sorry, everybody. All right, page 18. I'm gonna read this one. I must have skipped this entirely too, in the agenda this evening.
It got added. this
Oh,
morning.
okay. I'm like,
We read it
okay,
before this morning.
I'm not sure what this is.
Break it out special, to everybody, not letting anybody have a chance to look at it.
Can you read it to us, Mike?
Okay, we have been having some meetings amongst for the committee for the Summerfest, and we have pretty much got it down to 3 bands. Atomic Annie on Friday night. The cost for that would be $1,200 for 3 hours or $1,500 for 4. And we were thinking starting at 7 o'clock, go from there till either 10 or 11. I prefer for $300 more for an extra hour. I think it'd be worth it. The second band is Global Village. They will be playing there. We're thinking probably start around 6 o'clock with the kids starting first, like they did last year, and then just carrying on right with them. Their cost with the sound guy and everything is the same price as last year, $2,200. And that will also roll right up till around 11 o'clock as well. What we were doing is what I have been doing is checking out with different radio stations to see what we can do about getting some of the advertisements on the radio. And dealing with this lady, Virginia, who is from Bath, who is familiar with the things that we're doing. She is from Town Square Media. That for 23, well, we might as well just say $2,250. They will advertise on Whittle. For 2 weeks prior to our event, major spots where people hit it. I questioned her about Whittle because the bands that we were looking at getting, that country, she said the reason why we want to go with Whittle is because they reach more people. We're not trying to promote so much the bands as we are the event. For all that time coming out here, plus included in this cost, and they will come out with their Whittle wagon, giving away prizes, advertising live right from our event here in Laingsburg, so that we don't have to have a band or 2 bands before. We can just utilize Whittle as advertising live from right here in Laingsburg. So looking at what they're projecting and doing what I've done before with advertising with the castle out of Wausau, their pricing is not that bad if they're gonna go 2 weeks. Now, I am gonna get down into it because I wanted to have an idea as to how long will they be out here playing live? How many spots do we get in that 2 weeks time? She didn't get it right down to how many, but like she was saying, they reach over 90,000 people, weekly. And so if they do that, the amount of people that it will be getting out to, I think it's tremendous, not even for the bands, but for Laingsburg, to what we're trying to accomplish. We have also this a kind of a thing here on the next page. This is kind of the pricings that we're doing for the 10th.
We don't
This-
have that.
Oh, sorry,
Oh, I was like,
I didn't make copies. But anyways, I can read it and it's right there. The tent that we normally went with before that we used last year, they are not gonna, they will not rent us a tent because they say that you have to stake the tent into the ground.
Oh, that's right. I remember that last year.
So Ed has went out and this guy is willing to do it, a 40 by 80 frame tent, which would cost us $1,800. And then we got the lights is 150. We have also thought maybe we should do a stage. A 12 by 16-foot stage just to elevate so it's easier to see and so on and so forth. And then there would also be, have to have a set of stairs for $315. There's also in their tent sidewalls, I don't think we're gonna need sidewalls. So we can take that right out of the equation. So basically, you're looking at about $2,300 for all of it. We've also talked with the LBCA as far as the DDA would handle the tent just like we did last year. The LBCA would handle the tables and chairs and that stuff, just like they did last year, but this year it's just getting
One spot.
combined.
Okay.
So we actually will be saving money on tables and chairs. I've already got a generator all set up, so we don't have to worry about electric and all that running from people's building, having the cords going out from, the businesses and so on and so forth. So looking at all this and everything for what we got, you're looking at roughly, I don't know, I should have figured it out, but I didn't. Been real quick. I think it was around $8,800 for the bands, the tent, the advertising, all that was gonna be right around $8,800. Now, we are gonna save money because we're not gonna need the DDA stickers, social district stickers. We have plenty of them. We have plenty of cups. Two Dogs is back in it now, so if they elect to do it too, they're not gonna need, because they've already got theirs as well. So we won't have the cost for that generating this way as well. Also thinking that doing this, we should also possibly see about a couple of food trucks for down there, like Smoking Pig or something like that, that comes in that won't hurt the businesses,
Takes a little
but
stress off. maybe.
yes.
Yep.
Yes, I've also got connection with a guy that will bring in his snow cone machine. Where the people want to grab a shot of liquor or whatever, and put it in there in their DDA cup, they can.
So we would probably want to charge them money too, and that would
Yeah.
help.
But I just want to
Like, as a-
get
raise-
to where we are looking at. So I am proposing that we just right now, so we don't have to go around this, that, and everything else. We have the invoices, but we set a budget for this. Not to exceed, but giving back what we don't, if we don't use it all, we don't use it all.
Did we do a little bit? Did we?
We had it kind
We had
of
really
pieced
rough
out.
numbers,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
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 If
And
we had
and we
something to go
decided
with.
this year we needed a budget instead. This last year was,
The
Well,
only
but,
thing
yeah.
for the tent and with the companies, since I kind of have that already like in line. I have to have the deposit, it has to be half down and I have to secure it. If I don't.
Oh, I'm not
get it-
worried about that. I just,
we're
Well,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna-
figure out a
we're gonna
budget.
need to make motions, but we need to make sure we have enough money in there to start. Cause then we're gonna make some motions. I can't remember what
What did we
we.
spend total last year?
That's what I was gonna go look to see. what we spent.
It was 5, 7, 22. And then the band on Friday night. What was it, 700, something like that? We were right about where we are right now. For the bands last year. The tent, we had more into it. Because we bought the tables and chairs and all that as well. Where this year we won't have to. Because the LBCA will be doing that. We're basically gonna, in my opinion, not anybody, just try to do it the same way we did it last year. As far as the LBCA takes care of their stuff,
Look at-
we take care of our stuff. There's not gonna be any
That was-
stepping on anybody's toes. The nice thing about doing this with the radio is we can now set up tiers for advertising to help, and we can put it out there. What do you want your advertising to go to? Do you want it to go to the Face-to-Face breakfast? Do you want it to go to this? Do you want it to go to the DDA for the Summerfest band, so on and so forth? You can set it up. We talked about doing a red, white, blue. Red being 500, white being 250, blue being $100. Because I feel if you keep it cheaper for people that don't have, more people would be willing to donate $100.
Yep.
But if you go with the red, we can, depending on how many, put their names on the radio.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, even if you did like a. somebody that wanted to cover a huge portion of that,
Exactly,
that wanted to capture the whole half
exactly,
of it.
exactly.
You
And you
offer
can,
that
you
up.
can advertise them right on the radio as well.
Mhm.
And then instead of doing last year, instead of doing the big banners that we had, my thought was to do red, white, blue, and then underneath them, put the names, and you have a one big banner where people can go and read who donated for this and that. And if you hit that $500 or whatever we set it at, they get a spot on the radio advertising for their business as well. So I'm thinking that if we get this together and get it going and utilizing the radio, not only would it help the Summerfest, but it would also help Laingsburg. Because they'll be hammering that out there and especially if they come out here and play live. Right from the event itself. I'm not for sure what times they would come out. I would get into that.
Saturday or?
I think it would be more a Saturday during the day is what she was leading to, which I think Saturday would be much better for us during the day. Cause then it takes away us having to get something for entertainment
And that
in that little bit of time. We can use them.
Were you thinking of like Tad and the Fat Cats again?
No.
In the, okay, not, okay.
No, because, and the reason why I'm saying that, I like them, I think they're good, but if we get Whittle to come out and play right there live.
Yep.
We're not gonna need anybody between that time until 6 o'clock
Oh, yeah.
when the kids start
Do
playing.
they really come for that long?
Huh?
He doesn't know for sure.
Oh,
She led me to believe that it was gonna be at least 2 hours. But I'm gonna get, once I get, I don't wanna go and get into a lot of this stuff
No. Yep.
until I just don't wanna waste any time. So.
But that would be a good.
filler.
I agree.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
cool. Did we really only put 15 for them?
No, $1,500 was the amount of money that I had been doing for the last few years for Summerfest. And I had been doing the juggler and the kids stuff and stuff. That $1,500 has been for the last, I don't know, 4 years.
That's
I
the
wanna say.
like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
repeat.
what we're talking is not, and I don't need that $1,500, obviously. I mean,
Oh,
we put
yeah.
it to whatever's.
dance.
in this tent-
Sound system, or not the overhead sound systems.
This tent is also, if we get the approval going, they would come in on a Wednesday, set it up. Because at our
That's fine.
meeting, Gail was wondering if they could do the Thursday music in the park under the tent down there as well. Since we've already have it, utilize it for what we can do and
We
everything.
could sell ticket or the wristbands and kind of encourage people to kind of get the hubla of it coming.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
use it as a, yeah, it's not gonna be charged, there's no fee for it,
Right.
but we could sell a lot of
The
wristbands. and that kind of
location's
stuff.
gonna be sweet for
Oh,
them.
it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be like.
Well, what I was thinking,
Yeah.
we'd have to get with the LBCA, and I'm thinking they're planning on setting up all their grills and stuff down by Roosevelt Road.
It's true.
So if we set the stage at the other end,
Towards. the
going
gas
towards
station.
the gas station on that end, we wouldn't be affecting anybody, and there would be no moving things around. So it really wouldn't hurt.
And you think that won't work? Like you just explained, or?
No, I think that would work. I hadn't thought about the whole girl thing until he just said something about it. But I do feel like it's kind of like setting the stage and people are gonna see
Yeah,
it.
it's cool.
And we
Yep.
could sell the wristbands and there's no fee for that night and we already pay for it and it would have been up here at the amphitheater, but putting it down there, I think actually would get some visibility of what's going on and all those people that are coming are likely to buy a wristband for the next day.
And then you could go $20 for one day or combine it together 30, and we have 3 different colored wristbands. One color would be for the whole weekend, and the other one would be for Friday night and a different color for Saturday night.
And for that, Mike, now that you brought that up, I would move the market vendors And meeting from behind KDP 7 to.
Yeah, put the vendors over there, so everything's close. In close proximity of where we are. We got that grass area where we used to set the tent up. That cement slab, you could put your vendors and stuff over in that area. Over there, where you'd still have them close, so people didn't have to walk down the hill or walk up the hill or whatever. They can just walk right over it.
I. You wanna discuss the numbers you've got going in here?
Yeah, so what we had from last time,
Oh,
I,
yeah, I was just
so
looking
this
at
is,
that
this was
versus.
carryover from the last one. And
On
so
page-
originally, it's page 9. So. For Summerfest, we had 2,000, for bands, we had 3,200. And then a sound person for 200. And then we mixed in a bunch of social district and Summerfest social district stuff, like the tent. We had the porta potty and tent rental, that was 2,200. And then those were tables and chairs that we bought. So, and then there was signage, so I think. I feel like last year was a lot of piecemeal and a lot of what felt like chaos to me.
Agreed.
A lot of like emergency checks, but I didn't have like the motions. I really feel like. We need a budget that's proposed with to know everything that's going to be in it. And then we decide that way.
I think it would make a lot of sense if you guys came up with a budget. Like,
I have a budget.
very
Yeah.
detailed, but like.
Budget.
Someone in writing, someone on your committee.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nothing, cause right now, just putting in there. The tent and everything, the advertising, the bands. $1,000 extra for like porta potties. I'm just going everything high.
I'm just saying this is what
I
we
just
paid
going,
for
we're looking
last
at
year.
92.50 right now. I was thinking before, and we could write it all out, I was thinking $10,000, not to exceed. But we're also gonna get money coming back from the sponsorships and everything else. And I'm a firm believer that if we do this with the radio station and everything, we could actually make money. Because we've got some well-known bands coming in. But last year, we didn't have enough time to really advertise it or anything. And then we do our own little advertising together, DDA and the LBCA, that we put everything out there on one big poster or whatever, send it out in the emails or whoever, Facebook, whatever you want.
We're putting it in our restaurants, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanna go down it and someone can add it up, I guess, what we did spend so that. I have an idea in my mind.
Like roughly $6,000.
So we spent 2,000, cause I think it was close to that I spent on so fast with the kids stuff and the other stuff.
Yeah.
And then the bands, I think that this number is not the number, or is it?
That is the number.
So that's 52 and another 200.
Yep, we paid
54.
that, yeah.
And then chairs, what did we pay for the chairs?
So the chairs and the porta potty, we had budgeted 200. We brought, so essentially, looks like we spent roughly 2,000
Okay,
on that.
what were we at 54?
Mhm.
So 2,000. And then there's signage stuff, right,
Yeah, so
oh, there's
that,
more,
this was, those were permanent tables and chairs and umbrellas that we bought, that,
Oh, okay,
I don't
that's
think that counts.
no, it
really.
doesn't.
I mean, we did it with that, but I don't think that counts.
See, and that's another thing
And
that
then
we
that
used to,
signage
they got
was
all those
500,
tables and chairs down
and
front
then
of
the
ours,
cups
them out there,
were
and with the umbrellas in the outside,
1,100
even give
essentially.
them more seats.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, let's see, cups and stickers, no, that was 15.
And if we
Yeah.
set this right, we can also, and Davey will, we can make a perimeter
Is
out of
that
those
the
barricades.
chairs that
Kim, do you know
we had in
about
the,
how many barricades we have?
I don't, we have more than I know of.
Is it
Because-
just
Quite a
12 of them?
few.
Well, that's what he said, but if we're gonna do a barricade all the way around. To kind of keep people from coming in besides a couple of spots for entrance, we need about 30.
And I go back to that, I think those would be a cool place to have temporary sponsor thing on somehow. I really
Yeah.
do, cause they're sometimes not always painted, they kind of look train wreck, I don't know
Yeah,
what, but
they
you
do.
know, they get some
together though, this
Yeah.
thing to go on.
There were two different things.
Yeah.
So that's like.
You know, even.
There's a
Yeah,
banner.
I don't know how much those are
Right.
either, but I've seen those in other places, but something that, you could sell up. Like,
Mhm.
um. We talked about before that it doesn't. It doesn't have to be just businesses. We all know that's where we settle a lot of it for all these
You
things.
could sell whatever.
But you could
wanted.
do in loving memory and it,
Right.
you know, you could do anything cool, a class of whatever and a bunch of parents going on one. Or I don't know, you know what I mean? But I think that there's other ways to pull people in. Cause I've always wondered that about like annually, it sounds corny, but the picnic tables. The picnic tables had a placard of some sort.
Tennis for bars.
Uh-huh. Especially for somebody who sits every night down at Twilligers or every happy hour and something happens to them and, oh, somebody wants to sponsor the table for the year or whatever.
Right.
Sounds corny, but people just dig into that.
Because if this goes,
Yeah, or, yeah, all these things. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, so I need to have an idea what we spent on the chairs and tables for sure, but if I go down through here, it's 2,000, then 3,200, then 200, and then we've got a 500, 1,500.
And you're not gonna have
We're at-
1,500 again.
Right,
right?
so I think it's 10,200 plus whatever we paid for the rental is what we paid last year. But some of the signage and stuff in the supplies, we don't have to do again.
Well, that was the
Yep.
social district also.
Right.
So the signage
Right.
was.
Yeah,
paid
but
with social.
I think,
So I don't know
I
if you
think
want to
we
take
have
that
to
out
take
of it.
social district
Okay.
out of it because.
Okay, so that's
the
the,
social district.
okay, that was
Yeah, we just
$800.
did it at the same time, essentially.
Okay, so I'm gonna take out the $800. Now I gotta put in there the chairs. I know what number's in his head. We're around the number that's in his head, I think.
I was
Well,
thinking
that,
$10,000.
I think,
Yeah, $10,000, I think is what we were thinking, and I was explaining.
but then there was, then there was to be sponsorship for.
Yes.
right,
Or it'll come back to, yeah.
Yeah.
and if we
Yeah.
use the radio and we get more, because it gives more of an enticing for people to have their name on the radio, even down there. Maybe they'll do live interviews with people, with some of the sponsors and stuff, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
How did we do the sponsorships last night? How did we do all that? Cause I can't remember and I feel like that should be in stone.
Okay, so what we ended up doing was, is we made a budget of what we were gonna use for the bands, and he came up with a preliminary budget. Then when we went out and figured out what kind of bands we would get, we realized we weren't gonna get
What
those
you wanted.
bands for those things. So the excess money, I went out and got sponsorship to cover that amount. That's not really necessarily how we wanna go about
We
it.
took the most of it, the excess you collected sponsorships for, and that isn't how we wanted to. go about it,
No.
Because
It's
of
not.
good ideas,
No, it isn't, but
Yeah.
that's what we ended up.
but that was
doing because we were-
emergency situation.
Yes,
And we definitely didn't have a plan.
and I think, wasn't it $600 we brought in from sponsors?
I see like a couple $200 deposits,
Yeah.
if I
There's
remember right,
three.
that's what those were, okay.
Should be.
I just needed a reminder,
Yeah.
which is also like another reason why. Some sort of internal budget on just this thing would be helpful. Because it would just be much more itemized. And we could reference it a lot better. I mean, we're only gonna get better, keep being better track of it.
Mhm.
And,
And then we can keep it again for next year and go from there.
right,
Right.
and then it sort of reminds us too what we did.
But last year was just put together so quick, we didn't have.
No, it's
time to
true.
Prepare.
I mean, I think it went really well.
Do you
For what
think that
we-
you're gonna need money before next meeting?
We need a
No.
check
Okay,
for a
so-
tent.
Oh, if we decide on the 10th, that would be about it,
Okay.
but
It
So I
would
mean,
have
like you
to
can
be-
bring back a budget, you guys could approve it next month,
Yeah.
an itemized bucket. or-
And we can call these people and confirm and tell them that we can get them at our next meeting.
You do
know,
have a band deposits, don't you?
Yeah.
A budget?
No, I
Bad
was just gonna say,
deposits,
So,
budget.
so just so you know, I have asked him about the deposit and he has not said anything, and I think because he trusts me now, I don't know. if we're gonna have to put it.
Okay.
So there's a chance we won't have to put that $1,000 on. I don't know. He might come back and ask for it though, and it's $1,000. That's what we had given him the year before. But I've asked and he has not told me.
That's for global.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have band deposit as a line item.
Yes, for 2,000 that we approved, just
And
so
back
that
in
they
the-
could
When we
get,
started.
if they needed to make deposits.
Okay, maybe we could simplify this by just talking about the tent and that and get that squared away.
Mhm.
Could we
That's fine with me.
back up to that amount, which is?
Do we have a,
18.
do we have a quote for the tent?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that sheet that. he
I think
gave
it might
us.
be this, the one he copied.
Yeah. The one she did, I
Okay.
thought.
So your, the
Take it up,
payment to secure it, he would, he needs half. So that's why with everything coming in now, if we're gonna take the sidewalls out, that's $350 to come off the bill. So I still think if you want me to, I can tell him that we need to take that out.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, I
we
don't
need,
think
I
so.
don't think we need sidewalls.
You know,
I think it's just a waste of,
Yeah.
Not that time of year.
no. I
Is
mean,
the- Oh, I'm sorry.
give me one moment now, I'll just take it out. That would be.
A question though. So based on last year, we were out there in the tent and it was pretty exposed. And there was a lot of people that were like viewing,
Mhm.
but not buying the wristband. Do you feel like we're coming up with a good plan so that that can't happen again?
You're
They
always
were,
supposed to have
yeah,
that.
they were sitting in the tent. They weren't just standing on the outside of it. And I wasn't gonna police that. That was our
That's,
first night.
this is
I'm like,
why I was saying that if we take those barricades
Yeah.
and we put them all the way around, except for two entrances,
Insurance.
Yeah.
then it'll keep the people, because when we did the bottom of the hill blues, you still had people sitting on the outside. And there isn't nothing you can do. You just hope that the people that come down realize what we're trying
Yeah,
to
you
do.
kind of gotta make it more uncomfortable where they're
Yes.
gonna fit.
That's why I was asking.
I
think it's just gonna make it hot.
Yeah.
Amanda, it would be, your total would be $957.50 if I took the $350 off. So if you wanted to just do $1,000, that I think would just happy him right off the bat.
But half of the
I
tent
don't think
side,
that's the right.
$175, right?
Yeah.
Would come off the 1307.
Well, are any of these, my question was, are any of the following items
Right,
coming
took the whole
from
amount.
the tenth person that also needs a deposit? No.
Table and chairs, well.
The
table
first
and chairs, it'll all come in one semi-load.
And
So when it will pay for the tables and chairs itself. So that'll be already
So-
taken care of.
we're putting a deposit then on 50% of the
For the tent,
900.
1132.50 to be exact.
Okay,
Yep,
it
and
was
stage.
adding up.
Half is 11.
And then what he was saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they would like to, if we want to use it on Thursday. The tent, the stage and everything for the music in the park,
Mhm.
he would need. What did he say, about 6
Right.
hours to set up? So we would like to have the street closed down, which we'll have to get with the city and Dan and everybody and make sure we're okay to do that. Cause we're gonna have to have Davey or somebody down there with a front-end loader moving all those barricades and everything. And then we could have it until Sunday? Open it back up Sunday?
Yep, Sunday, he would like to, they'd come in and take it down, if not, Monday would be the latest. Cause he's gonna have to have a whole crew.
Yes.
Don't open up the road.
Mhm.
Yes.
So it's not gonna cost us any more money to have something back down there, but it will give us some advertising and being able to.
Only
go in
people
there.
driving by and see that
Yeah.
tent in the middle are
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go, what's going on?
So we've got 11:32.
11:32:50.
Okay, anyone, wanna make a motion on that? This motion, and
Just spend 11:32:50 for down payment.
motion and support, any more discussion on that little section? We can carry this along, all in favor, say aye. Aye, any opposed? Okay, motion carries, so we can move that along. You're gonna come up with some kind of,
I'm gonna call Virginia now that it pretty much, is everybody okay with doing the
I second it.
advertising
I love
on
the idea.
Whittle?
I love the idea.
Anybody have a problem with doing the advertising on Whittle? Cause I will get with her now and say, we are interested. I just need some more detail as to how many time slots. How long will they be out here advertising live out here? What's the time? So on and so forth.
See if there's maybe even a maximum amount of sponsors that they can get in a 30-second slot or
Yeah.
however long.
Yeah,
yeah, cause then it'd be like maybe rotating, or is it
Yeah.
all just one advertising? How the heck does that work?
Yep.
Yep.
And then you'll work on some sort of a
Yep.
thing, so we can, and we're gonna.
And could we do the sponsors shout outs in the bits they're doing leading in the 2 weeks too?
yeah, that's what I was,
If we
that's what I
like
was
do
thinking.
different ones,
Yeah,
right?
I don't, but if.
It's
they
like
have
the
that-
same one, it has to be
Yep.
the same one over and over again, so those are all super good questions. And then what we get once they get out here,
Right.
you know?
And it has Thursday night span been music in the park. Has that been figured out yet or that's not yet?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd already booked it.
okay.
So, and I've been kind of consistent, it's a Laingsburg band, sudden
Oh, good.
impact.
That's good.
Oh,
Sudden
sudden
Impact,
impact?
yeah,
Okay,
I already booked
That's
it.
good.
That's kind
Good
of fun.
Thursday, beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're right
Yeah.
before that.
He doesn't
Saturday.
know
Yeah.
that, just so you know, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that
Oh.
I mean, he knows that he's booked, but he thinks that they have a theater.
Yeah.
And that's what
Oh,
we had
cool.
talked about, so, but I do feel like they'll bring in a lot of Laingsburg people.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that will be-
Yeah,
that's a good way
absolutely.
to start out. with.
I think so too. That's what I was gonna get at is.
Well, they played
Have
at the
somebody.
Legion
Yeah.
at Valentine's Day.
Are we having, is the idea, because we only have this one committee so far, we didn't make a marketing committee or anything else yet. We did. So here's what, would it not be beneficial, you're the head?
All right.
Okay, but what I'm thinking is, can another committee start garnering some support for sponsorships? Can we be of help to this committee on another committee
We,
of people?
we had this discussion in our last meeting. And one of the suggestions was to send out, but having a spot where you want your money to go. Cause some people
Yeah, I
might
think
want it to go to the pancake breakfast. Some people might want it to go to here.
Yeah.
Some people can go here and then we can have the red, white and blue as to how much they want to pay. And we spice it up after I get with Virginia as to can they put these. The red sponsors, you know, in a time slot to where. They get some advertising on the radio as well.
So she's asking, do we want another committee
Do-
handling that?
Do you
part
want
of it?
someone just handling the marketing, the sponsorships?
Here, yeah, go ahead, you can run, you.
Would that be helpful? And then how does everybody feel about it? And did you put anyone on your committee yet, like Gail or somebody that's? Okay,
No,
we haven't done
right.
it.
No, Frank. You got one.
So I think,
And then maybe
I
this,
think that people that are on this committee also are kind of on.
Yeah, we kind of already.
and they
kind of
can
already
be,
talked
but
about
what
that.
I'm thinking is then you have some other person.
Yeah.
Or whoever he delegates, handling like the data and details of that, who
And
you
you can
approach,
also
who
have
you,
other people besides this.
your system.
CDA.
and
You
you-
can have anybody.
That was the other thing too. So all that I'm wondering is that at some point, this has to be split up into, in order to be according to our plan and according to our plan to make money and be organized.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only
Right.
reason I'm thinking, I'm not trying to take anything away. It's just that if you have two, I'm afraid that everyone, who's on this committee?
And then
Oh,
there's
Jen West.
Jen West.
From the DDA, who's on this committee? just the three.
No, yeah, that's
Greg's
right
on there
there.
too, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Greg,
So, well, all that I'm thinking is you could spread that out amongst some of the rest of us. Possibly. To take some weight off you.
So we have some outside people too. that are
Yeah.
on The committee.
I'm just thinking like, could the DDA, the rest of us be of any help in another way?
I think
Because we
right
know we
now-
can't all be on your committee.
I think right now, the thing that
Or
we're
we'll
gonna
have a
help
quorum.
with is, once we get this, but we will need help with somebody coming up with a marketing plan as to how are we gonna do the posters? What are we gonna have the radio stations say in the certain time frame that they will give us? And for, to be out there, what are we gonna call it? Are we gonna call it the LBCA, DBA Spring Fest or Summer Fest? Summer
Yeah,
Fest,
yeah.
you know?
Laingsburg Summerfest.
I like that.
But I feel like you can decide that in your,
Mhm.
come up with ideas and brainstorm that and then bring two
Well, somebody's
ideas.
gotta
here.
be able to like masters the advertising so that it pops.
No, I definitely agree with that, but I'm saying like in the meeting between this and the next one.
Yeah.
And then you can work on building. This is discussion, I'm not bossing. I'm just thinking it might be helpful. I was thinking it might be helpful, and it can't all be the same people. It also says that, I think in the
Yeah.
thing we signed,
Yeah.
you gotta like mix her up. To spread the responsibility out. And, more than half of us can't be on one committee because then we have a quorum of DDA members, like a meeting we're having tonight. So we don't want to do that. We don't all want to jump in on what they're working on. I'd be happy to be assigned to one if someone needed help. Because I'm not on that one, and I'd be happy to help.
You can't have more than 5 people.
Can't have more than, yeah, what enough to make a quorum
Yeah,
of this
which is-
board.
Which, I mean, like, I don't know how many LBCA members are on. or-
There's Jen, Brianna,
No.
her and I.
I mean, I think.
So here we go, we're gonna
I
be,
mean, like, especially, yeah, the advertising, cause you know, that'd be a, you know, you're on his committee, is that what I heard? So, I mean, we should have somebody from the LCA. That, cause their advertising's gonna be in the same.
I don't really
Thanks,
wanna
so-
say like we need to push, but. I need to push with the car show, so I need to push now. Like I have a meeting tomorrow night, so I have to push ahead. And if we're gonna use some of this marketing idea that we have been talking about, we need to decide it now. We need to move forward. So we're gonna have to have a meeting like. Pronto. I hate to say it, like,
So
I
could we
can't wait.
talk about the, are we okay with the sponsorship ideas of red, white and blue and the amount of money?
I don't see any
That's
reason,
fine.
but you don't really know how much money essentially just yet. Are you pretty sure
It could be
you
both.
like those?
503, I think it was 500, 350 and 100.
Yeah, I thought he was right that some people, maybe they only wanna do $100 and they have that opportunity, but I think we can go after some people and give them a little perks. At the top, I think that might hold us up if
And
we
your
don't make
idea
that
with the
decision too.
putting something on those blocks down there, you know, people
I
might,
would give,
they would give it an individual $100. They'd be more apt to throw $100 at it than go.
Is
"Oh, I
anybody reached
can't."
out to the Legion too?
Yes, go ahead, talk to them.
And yes, word has it, don't know if it's totally true. Word has it that they moved their car show up from our weekend, the weekend before.
Oh.
It was from Alex, so.
It was-
yeah,
Oh,
it was,
okay.
It was somebody
legit.
that was not just, he talked to Alex.
So that's out there, so we won't really be competing anymore.
okay, let's back this up to the name.
Mhm.
So. If it's this.
Thanks for some of that.
It sort of muddies the waters a little bit because we're now doing this so much together. So what's the appropriate way forward on choosing a name? Without saying, for instance, like you're speaking on behalf of LBCA without me asking all of them. I feel like we're a little muddy. Like it makes perfect sense to you because you guys probably have been discussing it as a group. But I wouldn't wanna like, be like, oh, because Ed said so, not the.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't know how you, when is your next meeting?
We have really even.
Yeah, we just had one.
We just did it yesterday because I wanted to make sure that we had as much stuff in line before our meeting tonight. So that we had something to come here with the cost of the bands, the cost of the tent, the cost of the advertising on the radio. Before we came.
Do you feel like there was did you discuss the naming or what we would call, I feel like we may have discussed this last year too,
Well, I just, thinking back to, the Main Street stuff and what the whole goal is, I mean, you're partnering with LBCA, but you really want to be promoting the DDA, which is kind of what, I mean, I agree, Laingsburg Summerfest sounds so much easier. But I think they really wanted you to be putting your name out there too.
Can we do it?
And when
Like,
I started this, I actually had it DDA Summerfest.
Yeah.
Like I had the DDA on it, and I feel like now we've kind of turned a corner where it's like. I mean, I think LBCA is putting on a lot of this and the DDA is putting on a lot of working it together. So who gets to name it? You know what I'm saying?
I know, and that's what I'm saying, we've
Yeah.
got a lot of crosshairs and so it almost, it depends on what hat you're wearing in this circumstance and then who you're speaking on behalf of, because those two hats will help us get an idea maybe of where are we at with the partnership, so to speak, because DDA gives money and then we're sharing expenses and then we're trying to also fundraise. I'm just wondering how we do that. So you're fundraising,
Technically for the card show, I will be fun.
so LBCA is fundraising, and so how does LBCA or how does DDA not step on LBCA for fundraising efforts, and what does that look like?
So I thought it would be an overall sponsorship. We would be approaching people and people can choose. Do they want to give it to the overall event? Do they want to give it specifically? Because some people will specifically want to give it to a certain event.
Which I feel like historically, you're probably gonna pull some rank there with LBCA because it's been that way.
Well, the LBCA. Breakfast has always been, the
Pancake.
businesses giving back,
yes,
isn't that what
Yep.
that originally started was a free breakfast for the community from all the businesses.
So what if? And we had, you gave the $600 last year, was it 50/50? Was it after expenses? Like, how did that work?
The sponsorship
Mhm.
is totally for the music. I collected.
Just for the music, okay.
And I paid it to the music.
Okay. So. How do we? What are your ideas for this?
well, what we talked about.
I understand like your marking of
What we talked
donation.
about was marking it like for the pancake breakfast, for the car show, or for the music. And people can make a check mark as to where they want it to go. If they want it to be split amongst everything,
Uh-huh.
then you split it amongst everything. And we make sure that we keep those papers so that we know where
Oh, yeah.
it's all being, so we have the paper trail as to who gets this, what, where, when, why. That way, if anybody has any questions, saying, well, why did they get this? Well, because it's right here. We just added all this up that wanted. So,
I was actually thinking, and maybe I'm wrong, because you have discussed it a little bit, but I was thinking, if someone said just general donation, it would go 50/50.
yeah,
So, I mean, we raised some money that we ended up giving back to the community on the car show. Last year was the first time we did the car show on our own,
I remember.
and we didn't really.
And I had almost $5,000
I
just in
see.
sponsorship itself, which is for a first time, not bad.
So what is LBCA, what is their budget towards this?
So
We would handle,
we handle all the food, the tables, the chairs. I mean, we can put together what we, for the food for the breakfast. We do porta potties. I mean, I'd
Split
probably
that.
tell you better than.
We split the porta potties, right?
So, but then the breakfast, but then they do donations for breakfast.
And last year our donations hardly covered our.
Covered our food, period.
So where we really did get money to be able to give back, which we gave back to pals, we gave back to the CARES account. Came from the sponsorship from the.
Okay.
And then.
So I think what I'm trying to figure out is, so essentially, I feel like we're asking for like a $10,000 budget from DDA. But then what is LBCA putting forward? Are they putting $10,000 forward as well?
We can look at it. We're
And
putting
then,
forward-
because we're saying if it's overall, then it's a split. But if we're not
Wait.
equally contributing.
Right.
To the overall, I don't know that that's a fair split.
This is the problem we've always run into.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is where I have always said, let the LBCA handle what they handle. Like what they did last year, the car show, the pancake breakfast. We handle the other stuff as far as whatever we get from admissions into the tent for the bands. The advertising that we do for the bands, that will all come the DDA way, because this year with doing it with the LBCA, they are absorbing the chairs and the tables, where last year we absorbed it all. The tent, the tables, the chairs, half the porta potties, the bands, the PA system, all that. Now this year, to me, what we are adding is that advertising. Which to me, I feel that advertising is gonna be huge because it's gonna get it out there to everybody. And they're gonna be like, hey, we're only 15 minutes away. Let's go out and check it out.
Yeah, but then the income from it came back to the DDA.
Right. And it would still.
Okay, but we're talking about splitting.
Sponsorships.
Sponsorship, we're talking,
But-
we're not the
Just the
money for the
sponsorship.
wristbands and all that
Oh.
stuff, no.
And only if they decide they want to
They might,
sponsor the entire event, they may specify they want to do pancake breakfast, they may specify the bands, or they may just say. The whole event, and that is the reason that will be split.
And that's why I was saying we gotta keep that paper trail, so we know
I
if
agree.
anybody has any. Where this we can go, well, they specified they wanted this, $100 to go to the pancake breakfast, they wanted this $100 to go to the car show, and they want this $300 to go to, the bands.
So what I'm thinking is like an option, it should be probably just an A and B, like A for music or B for pancake breakfast / car show.
Or,
Just DDA, and then the community doesn't
yeah,
necessarily need.
no,
to
that's
know.
fine too.
Yeah, because they're one.
Yeah,
right.
All going to all these CAs.
And then if
The
we
rest of
can,
the people.
we can even just do it like you said, one for the pancake breakfast car show, the other one
Or-
for
All of
the
us.
music, and then we could have one that maybe they'll wanna split it 50-50.
Right.
that'd be
So,
good.
there's a bunch of different ways we can go at it, but. That's just my opinion. Is that we just keep everything as simple as we can, but let everybody benefit from the tent. And getting back to the name, can we do Laingsburg Summerfest, LBCA DDA underneath?
Sponsored by. or
Yeah.
Powered by, or.
Anything. We could put that in the name of it too. Cause I think it would be really hard, LBCA DDA Summerfest.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, no.
Yeah,
I think you gotta have
The
Laingsburg,
name is Laingsburg Summer.
You gotta have
Yeah,
Laingsburg in it,
I think so too.
and then, can we do that?
I mean, I'm sure we can. we can do
Because
it
I
all
feel
we
like
want.
that just makes it more of a partnership than like,
Yeah.
I feel like that,
I just want you to
meets
just
the
gotta make sure
requirement.
that people know who's actually putting it on, because I think that's.
DDA
what they're
downtown
trying to-
development underneath, and then the LBCA,
Yeah.
Laingsburg Business.
I mean, is LBCA gonna have a pancake breakfast sign at the tent? Probably. Right?
What?
We have them, and we can put it out there.
Well, because then I'm wondering if you cover that when you have a DDA, something for, the slushy guy, or, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You add some signage that's specific to meet that. I think the money part is where it gets confusing because it's so hard to remember. So like, take care of that, and then how does this look, and is still somewhat fair?
Well, we can put together a little, what am I trying to say?
like
like
an agenda of.
yes, what cost. Cost
for
of this
sure.
and who's gonna get back from this, so there is nobody complaining, you know? I still believe we just do this and the LBCA gets what they always got and we get what we always got, and I think it's gonna go over huge this year. A lot bigger than last year, cause we can start advertising in April for this thing and really get it
Mhm.
going.
And I think we're gonna have more opportunities to get sponsors if we start now.
Yeah, I think
And
so
then we did
too.
last year, so that the pot's gonna be bigger to do.
I
And-
think that my question isn't questioning what anyone's doing, is more like,
Making
I don't
sure-
remember what happened last year because it was so messy. And I wanna be of value to something.
Yeah.
But I don't wanna be a value, I was gonna make things messier, so.
Well, I think we just have another meeting, like you say, and then we just bullet point everything that we got. This is what the DDA has, this is what they're gonna recover. This is what the LBCA has, this is what they're gonna recover.
Is there any advantage to when cause these meetings are gonna get longer and longer to, ever doing like a special meeting before a meeting or on a different day or something to have just this discussion? They meet and then, I mean, is there any advantage to that? Cause I remember we did some really long meetings trying to figure all this out.
No. I mean,
I feel like our next meeting could be really long.
You could call a special meeting.
I'm just curious. I mean, we've never had a special meeting since I've been here, but,
Yeah,
I just am curious.
you have to have, it's 18 hours, but we usually do 24.
Yeah.
You want
just
to
make
call a
notice of
special
it.
meeting, you know,
So-
they can just talk
now.
about Summerfest before the meeting or met earlier.
Yeah.
or-
That's what I'm wondering, but you guys still have a forum and sometimes even 5 would be hard for a lot of people, but anyway.
Or, you know, their next meeting, if they wanted the whole DDA there. You know.
You'd
they're
make it
gonna-
a special
Then
meeting.
you make it a special meeting, all I have to do. is-
That's a good idea.
I feel like we need to put something on paper
Exactly,
before
I
everyone's
was just
staring
gonna-
at us.
Right.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
I think now with all this discussion, I feel like.
right, that's what I was saying, we need to
Mhm.
get.
No, I'm not intruding on the meeting. I'm not saying that, like, what's our point moving forward? Like, you guys meet and then are we too late for the March meeting? Do you feel like that's too late?
No,
I think we get another meeting, put
Yep.
some of these numbers together,
Mhm.
wanna have
We
a
can
special
put our
meeting before.
expenditures-
Then you guys reach out and we figure out if we can get a quorum there. For a special meeting. Okay,
And then you'll have some changes that we'll have to do, and then when we're prepared for the March meeting.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if it would just be helpful, because I'm afraid that we'll be back in April again before I know it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. So you will communicate with them about how you can build a committee, because that can all be done outside of the DDA,
Right. Okay,
and then let everybody know.
I'm pretty committed out, but I'm
But
gonna
I
be
mean,
honest.
you just, even if it's 2 or 3, and
Right.
you're just
Or you
telling
fit in
people
on
what
the-
you
You
need,
can have
you're
a meeting
already on it,
together.
and then you
Right.
just say like, I mean, this is
So we're having
what
a
I
committee
need.
to the committee, like.
Well, it isn't so committee,
Yeah.
the requirement is you eventually have it.
Okay.
First.
So that's all that is the only thing that is, can it be of help? Can it do better if there's not just Gail running around trying to do it?
Well, I think we make,
Or it's not just me running, right?
if you make good notes and everything from this year, and we keep them for years to come, it's gonna be a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know. And we can get together real quick and we can just put together what we have as far as, this is gonna be DDA expenditures, this is gonna be the LBCA expenditure. This is gonna be DDA income, what we'll get coming back, this will be the LBCA income coming back to them. That way there is no, well, you got more money than we did. No, we're trying to do the same thing as we did before, but we're just trying to make it to where this whole thing works better
That
for
makes sense.
all of Laingsburg.
Yeah,
For everybody, for the town, for the people, the whole 9 yards. And then during that time, we can come up with prices as far as what we want to charge for wristbands. And we could also see what come up even more as far as where we want to charge for sponsorships. Especially if we're gonna put them on the radio, which gives them even more exposure out there as well. And then we'll have to figure out the name and all that other stuff and do a mock-up of a flyer
Mhm.
with a name on there so everybody could see. You can get everybody and try to just pinpoint what we're gonna be doing on those days, you know, Friday, Saturday. Cause I think you're gonna wanna, what you guys wanna advertise that Grinch run that you wanna do on there too, and we can advertise whether we're gonna do a cornhole tournament, what we're gonna do this, that, you know, just little things like that, that we can also put on there so everybody knows, and the times.
Mhm.
So everybody's aware. Cause we're gonna have that downtime. Probably around 2 o'clock, you know. Where everything else, that's why I'm thinking if we go with this advertising package and you have Little. Out here playing the music and stuff and giving away free items, whatever they give away or whatever. You know, that'll break up that downtown right there. That's why I'd like them to come and play up to as close as when the first band's gonna play as possible. We could even advertise that on there too. WITL. You know, live. From this time to this time, free gifts, whatever. So. But yeah, we can get a meeting going, we can get all this stuff down, so the next time we meet here,
Cause
we'll have
we did,
everything
when
laid
we
out.
discussed it before, we were just gonna kind of do the action. So all the information was provided to everybody and we were kind of just gonna be the act, do the work.
Yep.
So, that would make it maybe smoother. I mean, I know we're still developing it. It's just that, anyway.
Trust me, last year was a headache, I'm not even gonna disagree.
I just don't want it to feel that way again, or I just wanna make sure the DDA walks away from it and understands and it, that, not, you know.
And I do feel like it's gonna grow and we're gonna sell more wristbands and
Sure.
here, and
Yep.
the more we do it consistently, I think the more a moneymaker it's gonna be. But right now, I feel like it's in that stage where you.
Yeah. Did you make any headway with the party that we talked about?
Oh,
Can
yeah.
we, wait,
Um,
before we move on, because if I'm writing a check today for this deposit on this tent, we need to vote on that. We did not vote on it.
Did we have a?
Yeah, we did. and then
Did we vote on it?
Yeah, we did roll call.
Okay,
I thought I seconded it, but I could be wrong.
we can back it up. Who was
We
your?
did not have a roll call.
Gotta be a motion.
Yeah, and then.
Yeah.
For the deposit for the tent?
11.
30,
Okay.
11:32:50.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you,
Yep.
sorry.
It's not being rolled out to you either, so you make sure, so.
Tents and
I
events.
need to know who it goes to, because this
Patrick.
isn't,
Yep, Patrick, tent and events.
That's a big name.
yeah, this doesn't even say that on it.
Maybe.
No, I didn't put it on, I didn't put it in on that.
We'll need that.
Yeah,
For
I
her.
need the actual real quote.
Invoice.
Okay.
Patrick, tent
Tent
and
and
event,
events, yep, and I will make sure he gets you an invoice. He was on the road today.
So I talked to Mark. And he's fine with doing something for him. He preferred to be more of an evening thing than lunch.
Let's just do it the last weekend in July.
Yeah, band.
I'll buy his cup. I'll buy him one from each bar.
Do you wanna discuss that and then let us know, kind of? 'Cause
Well,
it doesn't have to be
I-
In a meeting.
we need a big date. That's what I was
We
hoping to
just
do
need
tonight. He said it doesn't matter. So it's, I said Friday night, Saturday night, what he said doesn't matter. So we just need to find out when the majority of people do it. Then I'll give them a date. And then
That sounds good.
Let's see what
Anybody have a day of the week they can't make it to something like this?
Depends on the week.
First Monday of the.
Yeah, could we, it'd be almost too hard to try to do it after our next meeting, cause I feel like that might be a little bit long.
Yeah.
I mean, we could try, but
How many people are you talking, you think? Are you talking a hall, talking a restaurant, you talking?
I really don't know, I mean, I no idea.
what about before the summer, before people start leaving or whatever, and it gets harder to,
Yeah,
so like. If you looked at into May, would that give enough time to work out?
I mean,
Is that too far away?
At the end of May, you got the,
Spring Fest.
yeah,
Or in the past,
at the end of May, so.
Thursday, Friday.
I'd look at April.
Yeah, so the last, you're thinking after a meeting, like going at like 7
April
o'clock?
27th.
Well, I kind of forgot it was more than just the DDA. Like, I forget it's him, and it's much bigger than that.
yeah.
So I'm picking up
too.
But it might be
Friday?
hard for us to be helpful and be here and then have something going on somewhere else. So maybe like a Friday or something like that.
Yeah, I think that would probably be easier, like a Friday or a Saturday. Or even, I mean,
Yeah.
early Saturday.
April 17th at 7 o'clock at Twigs or Tames.
All right, well, do you think that would be enough for them?
It's about a month.
No, like,
Oh,
physical space.
Or do you wanna have it at the fire?
Or you could have it at Jen's. She has that gathering, that's nice.
If she doesn't have, she doesn't have to.
Like,
Although it's not gonna want a drink.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, drink.
What about the Legion? Is that really?
Uh,
Is it right? I don't know, no, okay.
yeah,
I don't think it's big.
not downstairs.
Like
upstairs would be-
Upstairs.
Because then you can get your drinks still,
And pick them up.
right?
You know, the office is bigger than people, like, they'll come in and they'll go.
Hmm,
They
good
won't
point.
all just sit there.
So
Right,
maybe your room would be enough, but a Friday night would be tough.
Well, you're
Yeah.
also thinking Friday night too.
You're busy.
Not, it's also a lot of those, because Mark's Catholic. If you're gonna do food, you're gonna have to get fish or whatever, cause
Oh, no.
Wait, Easter's early.
no, but they still, on Friday, they still just Friday eat fish.
How long-
yeah, but not for
forever?
Easter.
No?
I'm pretty sure you say hamburger on a Friday.
And why is everybody? I was in Florida. We went to Celebration and I'm walking around down there and I'm like, why do people have that black dot on top of it? Duh, Ash Wednesday.
Okay, so back.
Why don't we do it during the middle of the week then?
Like a Thursday night.
A Thursday night or something where you're not.
Thursday's kind of a pre-party night.
Thirsty Thursday? Yeah. Celebration.
Because people have to work the next day.
Drink water, water with your drink.
I
One
don't care, but I
Water.
think we should maybe have somebody cater it in or something. You know, I mean, we could make it there between, Frank and me, but you might just wanna have somebody just cater it in. Because I don't know if my kitchen, I couldn't handle all those people and a Thursday night too,
Right.
ordering off the menu. There's absolutely
Yeah.
no way.
Okay.
And
Well, I
that
mean,
way
that
you
makes
kind of have an
If you have
idea
it there.
as to how much it would cost for the food. Because if you're just gonna pay for everybody's that comes in, I don't know what you're planning on doing, but if you're planning on paying everybody's dinner for what they come in. I mean,
So it would be.
it could be way up there in price.
We could do just like appetizers.
That's what I was.
Right.
thinking, too.
Yeah,
Appetizers would be a good.
And if they wanted to order food or whatever, that would be on them, but you make sure you have
Beverage.
plenty of appetizers, so it doesn't really, but it's. So that Thursdays and.
Thursday in April.
Yeah, after spring break, probably.
First means.
It ends at Easter and Easter's the first one.
Oh,
yeah. So that would be April 9th, April 16th, April 23rd, April 30th, 4 Thursdays.
Yeah, cause isn't it spring break, first week in April,
Yeah.
Mhm.
very end of March, first week
Yeah,
of April.
it's a
It is,
split,
yep.
yeah. So,
April 23rd?
yep. The 23rd,
Love it.
I was gonna say.
will you double check with that, Kim, and then you want a backup day or we go the 30th as a backup? How does that look for everybody? April 30th?
Either way.
The 30th as a backup, so you have two options and you weren't wondering.
That works. I don't want to be anyway. I'm gonna be there.
then I'll start on the list. I'll be having to be.
So
I
we
don't
do
know
it,
how these people.
we could start a little bit earlier maybe,
Yeah.
and you'll tell us if we can be helpful. Okay, anything
Confirm with him
else?
and then-
There, I think that's probably. Anything good? Ready to get out of here?
Yep.
7:25. Anybody opposed to leaving?
No.